never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
What's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's up, Fleece? How you doing today?
Man, good. I feel good. Good.
Well, I've been asking the subscribers to write in questions, and I try to pick them based off some of the stories you might have told me, but you didn't tell on camera. And this one to me is a different one. It's a pretty good topic because everybody's talking about honey buns and the tricks on how the booty bandit gets people caught up in prison. So this guy wrote a question in, and he said, had anyone left a honey bun on a pillow and the person that ate it turned out to be a booty bandit himself? You told me a story a while back that we didn't put on camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into it today. So I'm asking you, have you seen somebody put a trap, meaning food, down on somebody's bed or pillow to try to trap somebody into eating it, and somebody else ate it before they did?
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Come on, man. You talk to somebody that did 40 years in prison, and I was on the booty thing. I done did it.
You did what?
Did that.
You put food down for people?
Yeah. I done did it. It's called, out here, y'all do it different. And romance comes with gifts. When we get ready to try to romance somebody, we come with gifts. We ain't coming with our fists balled up, a whole bunch of threats and intimidation. We come, romantically set, right?
But you trying to trap them?
Yes.
Why?
Cause it's
That's a form of graping, though.
No, it's not a form of graping. It's a form of catching. It's just like you go out there in the woods, man. You hunt for food. You set traps to catch the prey, right? You
calling people prey?
Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's prey, man. In a penitentiary sense, you booty. You like hunting for butt, right? You don't want to take it. You don't want to whoop nobody. You want to be, financing, finessing.
Yeah.
Out of their booty, right? Talk them out of it, show them kindness and stuff, right? And, and they gonna show kindness back.
But you trapping them with food, though. They might they might not have no food, but you trapping food.
How you gonna trap a predator? See, that was the question in the beginning.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen somebody? See, I saw a guy coming out. I knew he was stuffed. I knew from the first.
You know he was what?
Stuffed.
What does that mean?
Pussy. He done had something. And he was walking, he was light-skinned. He had some big juicy ass thighs on him. Big butt. And he was kind of tall, like he know how to play basketball, but he had a butt on him, man. And the way he was walking, man, I said, man, that's tough. So after a couple of days, people, they first try to get to know you, see what you look like in the shower with your clothes off, right? Because it'd be about 60 of us in the shower. So when he walked around that corner and turned that thing on and his butt jugger, I said, good gracious. And so everybody was grunting and stuff, all that stuff, and he knew that people was noticed that in him, right? So what he did to try to throw everybody off, he tried to trap somebody.
The big light skin.
Yeah. In other words, he gonna try to trap somebody, get some butt out of them, so that wouldn't nobody think of getting him, right? Bringing, his stuff out, right, that he got in the closet. I spotted it. Then when I heard, man, that from a friend what he was getting ready to do, right? Cause he had to go. He was trying to get this young guy. He's young too, but he was trying to get this young guy, man, that he felt he can overpower, right? And dude was telling me all the shit he was saying that he'll choke him out if he had to, and a whole bunch of aggressive shit. I said, he got his nerve. I said, he's stuffed. I said, I'm after him. I want him. I said, you know what? I said, here's how I'm going to do this. I said, when he put that stuff on that bed, I'm gonna be the one that's going to eat it.
What did he put on there?
He put a little bag of stuff. He had chili, noodles, pop. A little net bag full of goodies, right? And so I went in the cell, put that stuff right there on the floor and got up under the blanket, right? I got up under the blanket. He's coming in here to take his guy. He said the guy don't take the stuff, what he's going to do to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, we'll see what you're going to do to me. So I heard him right there by the door. I had a blanket over my head, man. And he told dude, he said, man, he might shut your door. He said, if he shut the door and the go and make rounds, get up under the bed. He said, okay. So I'm laying in the bed, man, hard. My mind is just thinking about the last time I saw him in the shower, as his butt was jiggling and stuff. And I'm thinking about that, then I'm thinking about, maybe this is going to turn out to one of these, right? Because he's coming to take this boy. And he's going to end up,
So when y'all trying to get some booty, you don't care if it come down to the fight?
Hell no. I hope it don't ever come down to it. But when I target you, I already know you stuff. I know that in the beginning.
You know it sounds very aggressive.
No, it sounds like however you want to put it. They say the chase is better than getting it, right? This chasing after of it, right? I went. Well, let me get back to the story. So,
right.
Dude shut the door. And I came out from under. Well, he shut it where it wasn't locked. He shut it all the way to where it looked like it was locked,
mm-hmm.
right? I came out from under from the bed, under the blankets. He said, "What's this?" I said, "What the fuck you mean? What it is?" I said, "You left that for me, right?" He said, "Is this your cell?" I said, "No, you got the right cell." And I grabbed the door. I said, "What are you trying to open the door to leave?" He said, "No, man, look." He reached out and I said, "Leave that stuff on the ground. You put that down for me, right?" He said, "Look, I don't even know you like that." I slammed the door. I said, "Well, you know me now. And I know you. I know you."
But he already done showed you. He didn't want to be there with you.
I said, the dude, I said, dude already told me you set dude up. What you said you was going to take him. And dude, you talking about taking is my cousin, bro. You think I'm going to let you take him? That's what you came in here for. You said if he don't take the shit, you going to choke him out and all that. He said, "Man, whoever told you that?" I said, "Come here, baby." He said, "Hey, man, hello, back up." I said, "I what, man?" "I what?" I'm all in his ear and stuff, right? And I seen his legs shaking and stuff, right? He's nervous. I'm talking all in there, and I kissed him on the jaw and stuff. And look, man, I already know you like that, right? All that. I ain't gonna put your business out there. None of that. But I know you was trying to get this dude to throw it off on what you. He said, "Man, I'm not like." I said, "Yeah, you are, man." Kissed him again. I said, "Why don't you swing on me?" Kissed him on his jaw again. He turned his head. I grabbed his head, kissed him in the mouth. I said, "Why don't you stop playing with me, baby? I'm not going to tell. This is our secret, man. You know I'm going to have you. Why you keep resisting me?" Then I kissed him, he kissed me back. So I said, yeah. So I took him, palmed his ass and shit. You know, put that finger up her. And I asked him, I said, you clean this? He said, no. I said, well, you know, get over. Let me see. I found a little bottle, put water in. I said, spray some of this up in you, man. You know, he dusted it out, man. And while he was doing that, I had this thing in his mouth, man. In his mouth. You know. And after he got done, I got him up off that toilet, took him over on the bed, man. And now, dude who selling was that he was trying to get, by the time we was getting ready to come out of there, you know, because I locked the door back when I locked him in. So dude had to go down there and tell the guard to open the door so he can, you know, get something out of the cell, this and that, right? The guard did it, right? But the dude who Sally belonged to, he was coming down the hall. He stopped right there. He didn't come back. He seen us coming out of his cell. He stopped. Then he said, what's going on? I said, you all right, man? I said, you know, I fucked my baby in your... He said, I thought you weren't going to say nothing. I said, shut up, bitch. You know. And, you know, you're a girl now, so ain't no all they keep nothing a secret no more. I told him I would just to get it, you know.
So y'all...
But it happens so many times. You see people come in prison and they get paranoid. They think somebody's going to come after their booty. So to keep people from getting their booty, they'll try to act like they booty bandits, right? They'll set traps for people and they'll pick somebody that they feel they can whoop, overpower, you know.
I know, but why would you act like you're a booty bandit?
To keep people from getting your booty. That's what I'm saying. That was the whole thing. To make people think they booty bandits. If I'm a booty bandit, you ain't gonna try to get my booty. Cause you know, I'm into getting booty. But what they run into is two different things. Not everybody in prison, they don't want booty. They want your ding-a-ling, man. You don't understand that. People think they got to watch their butt. You got to watch your ding-a-ling. You got freaks in there, man. I mean, hundreds of them. You know, they got these boys that they call they girls. And then if you talk to the boys are telling all he want to do is suck me. You know, and he want me to screw him in his butt. The sissy said the men they got only want to suck them and want them to screw them, and they don't like it. But you got them coming in prison like it's paranoid from jail. They hear about prison, and they know they got that no muscles. They girls done fix their hair like ladies, and they look cute to the people that been locked up for a long time. And so they get paranoid and they like, man, what can I get some butt in here? Start talking like that to try to throw people out, make people think they ain't the one gonna give it up. They the one gonna get it, right? But you know, people see through that stuff. Cause you got people that'll turn you on to somebody that will give you butt for a butt. It's a lot of them.
What does that mean?
You know, they give up butt to get butt. You got men in there that got perfectly, I don't know how they do it, but they done built their bodies to where it looks so feminine, and they done built their butt up where it just bounces off from them when they walk. But they build their bodies like that to attract people to them. You got people see them in the shower and say, damn, man, his butt look better than my woman, man. God damn. And you know, and so when he noticed that somebody is trying to get him, he used his butt to pull him in, and he gets them. You know, he uses advertise his butt. You'll see him in out there on the yard with little shorts on, stretching in the sun, stretching, doing all this, bending over, doing them exercise legs, spread apart, stretching, butt cheeks going from side to side, opening, closing. And you'll walk the loop and you see that, you be like, he got ass on him, you know. And he'll catch you looking one time. He said, well, I got one looking. Let me show out for him. He'll pull his shorts up some more. So, you know, some of his butt cheeks will pop out of the shorts, turn him out. But soon dude go to get it. Only thing he gonna get is a mouthful of cum, bro. Dude gonna trick him and get his butt. You know, get him in a situation, if you want this, you know, you got to give me something, you know. Dude end up giving him some head, then end up giving him some butt, and from then on, giving him butt period. And never getting it. They got them cans in there. And they got all kinds of booty tricks in there. And I was like, I had a whole bunch of tricks, man. You know, so that's what it was about. And it was about, you know, we had everything else. PlayStations, I had food, stores. I didn't need nobody. I was sending money to the streets. I was making so much money. And so I had weed, whiskey, all this in prison, man. Only thing lacking was sex. So when I decided that I didn't care no more, I told them people I don't even want that. You know, and that was my power in prison. You know, how can you hurt somebody, punish somebody that don't even want out? If you gave me 100 years, I'd be like, thank you. You be doing me a favor. So how can you hurt me? A crime don't mean nothing to me. I can commit any kind of crime because I don't care. And so when they said, well, we can put you in a hole, I ended up doing 12 years flat in a hole, and they threw me out because I had whiskey and weed over. I had people coming off the yard to come to the hole to get weed off of me. The yard was drink that day. Come on out, Fleece. We need you out here. I said, no. I'm the only inmate in the hole that got a color TV. Now, what do you think about that? So, when I got in that state of mind, I said, I'll make my life in here. I get me a sex partner. And so, you know, I got everything else. I don't care about going to the streets. Really, you know, they threw me out anyway. They didn't throw me out on good behavior or nothing. I cussed them. The day before they threw me out, I cussed them on the parole board, cussed them out, told them to kiss my ass, all that. And they threw me on the street because they didn't have a punishment. It was, I turned everything around, right? I was costing them money, in other words.
So they wasn't making no money out for you? So
no, they were
you gotta go.
losing money. They were losing money big time. I'm talking about hundreds of millions.
You know, we've been on here so long, Fleece. You know, like I said, I got them emailing questions in. And, man, they emailing some good questions. So I'm going to ask you some of them. If the 17-year-old version of yourself walked into prison today, would an older you look at him like he was really a victim of circumstance, or somebody laying down the foundation for his own downfall and just don't know yet?
I wouldn't even think twice about it.
What you mean you wouldn't think twice?
You know, you see people coming, you know, I'm already in prison.
No. If you looked at yourself, your younger self, if you could go back, let me ask you again.
If I could go back 17...
if the 17-year-old version of yourself walked into prison today, would the older you look at him like he was really a victim of circumstance?
Yeah.
Why?
Cause look how young we are. When I hit Eddie, I just turned 17.
You just turned 16, what?
No, 16
no,
down
LaGrange,
the
my
Grange.
fault. Yeah.
You know, I hit that first prison, then I did, and then a year they sent me to Eddyville, the worstest that we got. And I'm 17. I had a fight the first day I stepped in her. You know, yeah, I would have saw him as the youngest person ever stepped in this prison, man. He's a child, man. I was a child when I came through there. All these people, man, is been in there 30 and 40 years, 15, 20 years and shit, man, lifting weights and shit. And when I walked through there, yeah, I would have looked at him and said, damn, boy, he gonna have trouble. You know, he's a victim of circumstances, man. He ain't even supposed to be in there. That's how I be looking at it, right? Whoever that young guy is, they know they ain't supposed to have him down here this young, man.
Now, are you the guy in prison? Is he worried about the young guy, or is he ready to take advantage of the young guy?
You don't talk advantage when you first see him, you see pity, man. You know, you try to figure out who he is, and maybe he got family here or something, right? But you ain't really thinking about harming him or nothing like that. You want to see his, that's how I had a fight the first day. You know, the first day. And it was somebody that felt sorry for me. This old black man, when I got out of the hole, he told me, them white guys, they gonna come for you. He said, I'm too old to fight. But he gave me a big old knife, man. He said, this is all I can do. I took it, and when I seen them coming, I said, fuck it, man.
How did he know they was going to come after you so quick?
Because he knew the type of white boys they was. They was raised. See, that whole prison was ran by white dudes. And they was real, and for black dudes, them blacks down there couldn't even talk back to them without them killing them. They couldn't even talk back to them. They had them, told them, yeah, y'all eat back there in the back. We eat in the middle and in the front, and this is our land. Y'all don't get in our land. And niggas was scared to death, and they were doing it. But when I first come down, I like, fuck this. And they said if you eat cheese, that means you a rat. I said, I dare somebody to call me that. And I asked for the cheese. And they put a block on my table. And when I sat down at the table, I'm 17, man. And I heard somebody hollering, rat, rat, rat. And when I looked and seen the table it was coming from, I smiled, ate my hamburger, cheeseburger, my brown beans. And when I ate enough, I picked that steel tray up. They had steel trays then. And when I walked past that table, smacked them right in the head, split him wide open. Man, I fought that whole table. And when I went to the hole, they thought I was going to stay in the hole. Check in is what they call it. Refused to come back to the yard because I'm scared. I came out. The guards wanted to see me dead. They took me in front of the committee the next day, dropped all the charges, and let me out just so they could see a murder, man. Look, I'm a black dude getting ready to get money. And then when that black dude gave me a knife, when I seen him coming, I said, let's get it over with. And I ran. I was running towards them with it in my hand like that, and they scattered. Hey, hold up, man. No, we ain't come for all that. Look, that guard up there see you with the knife. You trying to drop the weapon, all that stuff and all that. Everybody's out there. Look, man, we just want to talk. Man, whoever got all that. And then when them other guards was coming, I passed the knife off to one of the white guys. He passed it to somebody. They ran, and the guard said, that one. They grabbed me, searched me down, all this stuff. He said, yeah, here. I said, I ain't got nothing. That was my first day, man. This is the second day when that happened, but yeah.
Let me ask you this other question. It's crazy. Okay, it goes right into this question, almost. So when survival becomes your everyday life, How do people slowly lose their morals without even realizing it?
You don't think about it. It's like when survivor's on the menu. And at the time I was in that prison, you actually had to watch your back. You actually had to do it. In the shower, walking the loop. They had blind spots then. They didn't have cameras nowhere in the prison at the time. On the yard or nowhere. It was just open field for you walk in the wrong place, you can get killed. As long as nobody say nothing, they can get away with it, right? So when you are pushed up against the wall of survival, is that mean you gonna do what it takes to survive. And that's what I did.
So does it happen little by little, where one day you wake up and you don't even recognize yourself?
Yeah, I know I changed, man. I told myself that I had manners and stuff. I wasn't real bad when I come in there. There's a lot of stuff I ain't never spit on nobody. I ain't never smack nobody. I ain't never do shit on nobody. You know, all this stuff, cuss people out, you know, elders and stuff. I never done all this until I hit that prison. And when I hit that prison, I let go, man. I say in order to survive in here and get my respect and back them up off of me, I'm going to have to go all out, man. I'm going to have to go farther than they will go. I go farther than they go. Like, I didn't want to hear all that old stuff about, you better watch out for him. He's never getting out. He ain't got nothing to lose. I said, yeah, he got his life to lose. He always got something. If he didn't want to have nothing to lose, he wouldn't even be alive, man. He cares about living. So I'm going to stick it there if he ever comes to me. I'm going to let him know, yeah, you got something you better worry about your life. You know, get back up off of me, man.
Do you honestly think the system is built to rehabilitate men? Your honest opinion.
Yeah.
You do think it's there to help?
Yeah, I do. Without, man, it's so much help they done already did to convicts and inmates in these penals. They got stuff set up in the prison where you can get actual college degrees with credits, master degrees and stuff. They got carpentry, they got brick mason, they got electrician, welding. They got license plates. They teach inmates, look, man, we will pay you to come to school and further your education. We'll pay you. The state will pay you. We'll pay you to take a trade, to learn how to build, to work on cars, small engines, you know, dealing with lawnmowers and all that stuff. Electrician and all of this. Plumbing. When you get out, you have all of this up under your belt. You get out there and work. They try to help them. The inmates decide they want to do what they do on the streets, run the street. They want to run the yard, sit around, talk all that goofy stuff. Bum and steal, try to steal and cheat and gamble, when you can go to school, bro. Yeah, they got these systems set now where they actually try to help convicts. In some states, they got rodeo. Inmates got ride horses and learn how to break horses and work that type of job whenever they get out. In Louisiana. They got inmates that make billy clubs for the police, uniforms for the army. A lot of them are going to these programs, a lot won't. They got all kinds of programs in there. Teach you how to be a better father. They call it deadbeat dead. Inmates don't want the program. So yeah, they set the system up. They set it up now to where they can try to manage these prisoners. Instead of just locking them up and say you locked up, when your time is up, we'll let you out, and just let them lay in there and get worse and worse. So they tried to educate them.
So you don't think, and this is me thinking about the whole justice system as a whole, because this is the way I look at it. You saying you do think they help inmates? They try to help inmates.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I would tell you is what I would tell you from what I see. I've never been in prison, but the laws and the system is set up in a way where I can help you because it's not going to hurt the amount of people that's going to be cycling back through here. And I know only so many people, you know, like they said, it's a small percentage of people that don't return back to prison after they've been in the first time or jail.
I don't know what you heard it is. That's a lie.
What's the lie?
I think it's the most. See, they created something in the system they call probation and parole.
I know, but you can't say it's a lie if you're going to say that that's a trick to get you back in there, because that's what I just said. They said the percentage is high of returned inmates.
Yeah, real high. You said
Oh,
wrong.
okay. No, I meant high.
Yeah, that's why I was.
Okay.
I said it's high.
But you're going to blame it on probation and parole instead of blaming it on the person violating the law again. And that's my problem.
No, you're right. Okay, let me put it to you like this.
Okay.
I done been through that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I done get out. And so probation and parole is a whole new set of rules and guidelines, which means you on parole or probation, and we, a courtesy of the state, we allowed you to be on this instead of continue to serve your time, all of it, right? Now, while you're on probation and parole, you up on the rules and regulations that can put you in prison. You know, we don't necessarily have to send you back for robbing or committing a crime. We can send you back for disrespect towards somebody. You know, making a threat to somebody, for not trying to live out here, not trying to work, right? We trying to bring you into society, and we want to make sure, while we got you on probation and parole, that you're going to be doing what you need to be doing, working.
And you should.
Not doing all that drinking and weed and stuff, and that you're going to be paying your bills, and we're going to check in on you, make sure you're doing all of this. And if you don't do it, we can get you back in on it, right? And so you got some probation, that's what it was built for, but you got now probation officers that sets a judge and jury. Like you get parole.
Mm-hmm.
They get a case, and then the supervisor or find a parole officer they feel can deal with you. So your parole officer look at your case, what you was locked up for, all the stuff you done from juvenile all the way up. They see it. Instead of them feeling like you deserve this second chance, even the parole board gave you the second chance. They think you should have did more time. I don't think they ought to let this asshole out of penitentiary. How could they even let him out? So when you come to see him, instead of giving you the routine way of processing you, keeping you out, he's going to do everything in his power to frustrate you, pressure you, to get you back in the penitentiary.
But life does that anyway.
You know, it's like, no,
all them emotions that you just described, them actions, people out here in the free world do it anyway. So you have to be able to learn. You got to learn how to deal with it. I want to know, who do they send back that goes to work, clean drug test, follow the law, and then they might say a little thing smart to him, and you just let it roll. You know what he's trying to do. You have to learn how to deal with personalities like that, especially when you on probation. I mean, you know, it's been tricked out of your freedom at that point. You know what he's trying to do.
My brother had a parole officer.
Mm-hmm.
He got out of prison. That man told him, you got 30 days to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, I'm putting you back. He can't make nobody give him a job. So he's tried everywhere, McDonald's, anything. Walking up on people. And the last day, when he was supposed to look, my sisters and them that is transporting him around, they stopped at McDonald's. They ain't taking it serious because as far as they concerned, it ain't them, you know.
Right.
They told you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can ready to go get something to eat. So he walked down the street and went to a body shop, man, the last day. And told him his story and said, man, I'll do anything. The man said, well, you can just clean up in her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, 5 years later, everything they did in there, he mastered. He was the main one they called upon, but he wasted that talent. But anyway, when you get pressure by a parole officer,
Mm-hmm.
now they charging people now. I was paying $600 a week at a halfway house. I'm getting them people, add that up in a month.
2,400.
Yeah. And this is a one room that I'm sharing with another guy. You know, a small ass room. And I'm under all these restrictions. You can't go out to smoke. You gotta wait till they say smoke break. All this crazy stuff.
But you was on probation though, right?
Yeah, I was on parole. Then my PO, when I go see him, I got to pay him. So they got a thing out now, and you got to pay them now, right? Everybody want to make money off the inmates now, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you go to jail, you got to pay now to be in jail. You know, they charge you for eating their little nasty food, right? And for keeping you over them nights. So, I say this, man, that overall, though, when I look at the things they did in prison, that trying to do to them inmates, to correct them, right? If we didn't have that system in play, it would be chaotic.
I know, but you all over the place because you was just complaining about how they treat you on probation. Hell, they treat you worse than that in prison.
No.
Come on, man.
No.
Why was you throwing feces and
Once,
on
look,
people? On goals.
My situation, once the average person, I'm being truthful, the average person go to prison and don't get in no confrontation with them guards, right? You going on disrespectful, yes, sir. All right, son, yes. They look at all this shit, man, and they been doing this job for a long time. They can see the difference in you, right? And you'll have a caseworker come up to you, if they think you're on a walk where people can influence you to be mean or something, they'll offer you to go to another walk where it fits your type, right? Mm-hmm. A person they really want to do something, get out, you know, learn and, you know, better himself. And so, your question was?
You said that you was talking about how the probation officers out here, how they talk to you.
Yeah, but
them
guards and they were actually, I'm gonna be real, man. I was an asshole. Once you get in a fight with them, and if you got this pride in you, like my pride was, get my lick back. You ain't gonna, I never call a truce until I get back at you. You do something to me, I'm gonna do it back, and you know, but they was like that too. They was like, well, when I fought them back, it made them fight me more. And then they fought me more, it made me fight them more. The wheels was turning. We got in that situation where we fighting all the time, but doing all that fighting, I ain't gonna lie on them. There was many times where they tried to help me, man. You know, some of them. You know, not the ones that I was really at, but they got a lot of them that'll try to help an inmate. If they see you want help, they gonna give it to you, bro. And if they see you don't, they gonna give you what they feel you deserve, pain and punishment, right?
Get through these questions real quick. This other one is, when someone's locked up for years without freedom, privacy, or individuality, what's the first thing that starts to disappear from their mentality?
They manners. Your manners go first, right? You know, your manners. You know, like on the street, you hear you was well mannered. You didn't cuss around certain people. You use certain things to wipe your mouth. You walk over somewhere when you got a Ford, and you know you don't do this. You know that type. You know you lose your manners once you throw all that away. You say, "Fuck, I can do all this shit, man. I can set it in Ford wide open, Ford, cuff, tell motherfucker kiss my ass. You know, do a lot of stuff I didn't do on the street. Even let your hair down, and get fucked in the ass. You know, I couldn't do it out there because too many people, don't nobody know me here, so I can sneak around and do it in her, all that stuff. Your manners go first. Your respect for people, your respect, you got an attitude towards the world, man. You know you did something to come in here, but you don't want to accept it at the moment. You walking around with frustration, you just don't care no more. You wiping your mouth with your bare hands, and you start losing your manners, then you pick up some. The only thing you pick up, you got people now take more showers in prison than they did on the street. You got people out there don't need, you pick up, you lose manners, and you'll pick one or two up. You know, the things to do, not to do. They put you in the right prison, they're going to show you how to keep your mouth shut. You know.
His father did 32 years in prison, and he said the violence wasn't even the worst part. He said the worst part to him was dreaming you were free and then waking up in your cell, or trying to get used to it.
I used to do it.
Which one was the worst to you? Dreaming you was free and waking up in your cell, or trying to get used to being locked up? Which one was the worst?
That dreaming shit.
That was the worst.
Yeah, I used to wake.
I
used to hate the word. I said, I know when I open my eyes, man, I'm still in this motherfucker, right? And I open my eyes and I be like, wish I could go back into that dream, man.
Wow.
And but it also, I didn't do it all the time. It got, you know, you get to the point where when I said fuck it, I meant that. Fuck it. I don't even want out no more. You know, that was mine. I said, I'm never going to get out anyway, so why am I sitting in there fronting, man? I keep picking up time, and I'm going to fight. There's no telling how much more time I'm going to pick up, so, man, just kill that. I don't want out. So let's rumble. Let's get it going in here. I can do whatever the hell I want. I don't care about the hold. I don't care about your write-offs. And I proved that. They told me one time that I got maced so many times that when they come to mace me, Lieutenant tell him he's immune to that shit. And won't even do it. They said it hypes me up more. But you think about the 1,500 times I've been maced, gassed over 2,000 times, all this stuff. Yeah, I don't care. Now what's the next question?
That was it, but I do want to talk about this before we leave today. You talked about how prison was when you first went in. There was no cameras. They had these little places where you could
blind spots.
Yeah, these blind spots you could get hurt or killed, whatever. Man, it just seemed like they've made it so comfortable for prisoners now. They got tablets. They can order all this food.
Right.
Cell phones.
Okay, they came to the realization that people back in the I hate to say this, Now I'm a word it different. There used to be a time when the wrongs that people do fell in one category, sin, all that. Through the ages and generations, they categorize it. This is not a sin, this is a crime. This is a crime. Let's say this is a crime. If you go this way, this is a crime. This is against the law. This is against it. So they went through this scenario. So now what we got here now, you got people that run the prison system. When the prison was first put up, we used to didn't have number jails in America. And all felonies was punishable by death. People don't know it. Right here in America, if you commit a felony, your punishment was death. People thought that was too strict. They said, hold up, man, why don't you put up prisons, lock them up in there and let us go in there and reform them. Now you got the Republicans, they strict on punishment. They believe in strictness, punishment. Democrats believe in programs, this and that, happening. So them two's been in the system, man, all these decades, and it is what it is now, but they realize that you got all these, if you a warden in the prison, you got 2, 3 guards, 5, well, at the most, they got 10, 15 guards walking the yard. You got 2,500 inmates, killers, a lot of them. How you manage to put the guard in the position where he can control all these inmates that can really overpower him? Maybe 1 or 2 of them can do it. You got 2,500. That this one guard can walk up to him and make him do what he wants. So what they do, they found ways to control the inmates by like, it wouldn't hurt to give them a PlayStation. It wouldn't hurt to give them basketball cards, handball cards, cable TV and all this, because what we give them, we use to control them. In other words, if y'all start acting up, we're going to take y'all TV privilege, man. We're going to take y'all...
it does something else too, though.
What's that?
It makes it more comfortable.
Yeah.
Look, check it out.
But you got... now, what do you do when you look at yourself?
Hold on.
No, hold on. Let me put this on.
You be trying to protect.
I want to say this. You got self-righteous people in the world. They believe, they so self-righteous that they believe that they can create the laws and standards what we live by. Mm-hmm. In other words, when they do wrong, a lot of the wrongs they do in their life, they don't put them in prison necessarily, but they need to go there.
You take it personal. Somebody talk about an inmate, boy.
These are the people that is controlling stuff. And sometimes they come down and they realize that, you know what? Why would I beat these people down for what they done? And look at what I'm doing. I mean, we got them.
That ain't what they thinking.
Well, I'm saying this. Everybody in prison, you got people that is special. Mm-hmm. They were born with gifts, born to be something other than what the system has labeled them as, right? Mm-hmm. And you can find them in prison too. You got special people in there, man. You got people that don't belong in there. And you got people in there that deserve a second chance. You got people in there that made a mistake. Then you got some in there that should never get out. Mm-hmm. Never.
Right.
And see, and when you work at system, you learn how to treat people. You don't want, okay, let's say, here's the thing.
You making up excuses why they got PlayStations and all that shit.
I'm saying what they doing in there It's something not done in a lot of countries, like China, for instance. The only thing they get to listen to is political lecture. They are forced to. They got a law over if the inmates ain't reformed in 3 years, take them out and shoot him. And like if I was over throwing duty, they'd have killed me the first day, right? I wouldn't have threw it. So the thing of it is,
And that's the way prison should be if you're gonna commit a crime and go to prison.
no, you got rights, man. Your rights don't stop at the front gate. When they put that Constitution out and Bill of Rights, that them people saying the Declaration of Independence, before they signed that, they told a group of them, we're saying this if y'all saying this. That these rights right here can't no government take from the people. No president, no Congress.
What rights are the ones you talking about?
A lot of rights.
Which one? Because y'all work for 6 cents a day. You can't leave when you want to.
Okay, let's.
You can't watch TV. They can take your TV. They can take everything from you. So besides feeding you and housing you, what rights do you have?
Okay, let me discuss that. You can make state pay. If you work in the kitchen, you can make $35 a month. People say that ain't nothing. Okay. Look at it like this. If we was forced to pay for our food, if we was forced to pay for our housing, for the clothes that they give us, and for the boots they give us, and if we was forced to pay our cable bill, and our rent bill, and water bill, then at 35, when you add all that up, it's just how much they deducting for us to stay there. And we're going to feed you. We're going to clothe you. We're going to make sure you got toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, deodorant.
I know when they give you a check stub, they got all them deductions on there where you start off making $1,200 a week, and then it goes down to $6 a week.
When you look
are they just telling you this?
When you look at the fact what you're in on for, first of all.
I know, but the person that's not working at all is still getting what you just described. And he's not getting up going to work.
If you add up the money that they can charge us for us being there, then you'll be like, you blessed to have.
No, what I'm saying is you trying to justify that $30 a month. What I'm trying to tell you is people in there that's not working that still get fed and housed. So it's not built like that.
Yeah.
You're in there, you are in there as cheap labor. That's what you are.
The ones that don't get, the ones that don't want to work or go to school, they tell them, you're going to get 1 hour exercise on the yard, buddy. You ain't going to be out in the yard running the yard like everybody else.
Because they want you working for cheap labor.
And they do. They go on and, hey, man, can you give me a job in the gym, man? Can you give me a janitor job so I can get some yard time, so I can get out there and exercise and all this? And they end up working. But
they don't deserve no PlayStations and shit.
Yeah, they deserve
no
all
cable,
that they get.
No PlayStations, none of that. If you wanna play PlayStation, stay free and play it at home.
I think they deserve all that.
No, they don't deserve that. And the problem, I'm gonna tell you the problem. I'm gonna tell you another problem. And it's not just prison. Years ago in the military, they came out with these stress cards. If your drill sergeant hollered at you, or if you was under stress, you could pull his card out and they would have to stop screaming at you.
How much money?
Hold on.
Okay.
That's the military, right? In basketball, ain't no more hand checking. Ain't no more real physical play no more. Football, you can't hit with the helmet first. They done softened up everything.
Right.
From sports.
Are they right or wrong?
Military.
Are they right or wrong?
They should have left basketball alone. Number one.
Are they right or wrong?
Football is football. If you don't want to get hurt, don't play. Military, if you're not strong enough, your drill sergeant does scream at you, you shouldn't be protecting America. You shouldn't be in the military. And if you in prison, you shouldn't be able to play PlayStation and all that shit and have a ball while you in there. You in there to be rehabilitated
How?
And punished
How you gonna
for
be
your crime.
What's the form of rehabilitation? How's that gonna come?
In prison, punishment.
Punishment don't bring rehabilitation.
Okay, school. They offer you school, right?
Punishment brings. No, you said
Then you
take
say,
it out, take all that away.
Then you say school? No, I didn't say take school away.
Okay.
I said PlayStation.
PlayStation shit. Take all
Yes.
that away.
And cable. Take it away.
You'll have less control.
They had plenty of control before they had it in there.
They no plenty control. Never had control.
They had plenty of control.
How can somebody like me have so much dope in the penitentiary, weed and whiskey, just like...
Because of crooked guards. That's easy. Crooked correction officers, period.
They was good.
The whole system is crooked. That's what I'm trying to say. And what they did was they put all these PlayStation and all these tablets and all that shit in there to make sure you come back.
Yeah.
Come back in here. It ain't as bad as you think. You get to play PlayStation. You get to watch cable TV. You ain't got to pay no bills. Are you serious? And plus I can get the drugs I want. And then if I'm gay, I can get as much booty as I want. Oh yeah, that's why that's why I ain't gonna have no problem going. I ain't gonna turn myself in though. You gotta catch me, but guess what? I'm gonna do the crime, and that's what happens.
I told people out here, man. I'm out here trying to stay out, and I've been staying out. But if something happened while I went back, it wouldn't faze me, man.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't faze you because you did 40 years. But what I'm saying is that prison should be a place you don't want to go back to. Like under no circumstances do I want to go. Who the hell wants to walk in there and be with a whole bunch of ashy ass men looking at them all day long? And you got all these pretty women out here. You can go jump in your car. You can drive, go get something to eat. You can go get some fresh air. You can go to the park. You think I want to walk a yard with a whole bunch of crusty ass niggas? There's no way I'm choosing that.
They don't do no talk wild stories, you know, what they use.
That's what I'm saying. Man, forget that.
You remember what I did back there in 19...
But you telling me you okay with going back to that?
No, I'm saying...
You wouldn't have a problem is what you said.
I'm saying I'm not gonna put myself in a position...
You also said you wouldn't have a problem.
I wouldn't.
See, that's crazy to me. You should have a problem.
No.
How you not having?
I have a problem. Listen, you ain't letting me explain.
I know, because you talking crazy.
You ain't even let me say nothing.
I wouldn't have a problem going back. That's some of the crazy shit I heard in my life.
Because I'm like this. I know there's evils in this world, man. And I know people in power doing evil and trying to act like they protecting people from evil and they doing it. Doing it more than the people they claim they protecting evil from. And I see all this going on, man. And I see the weakness, right? What caused... Oh, man, let me make this statement. I'm glad we heard. Now, we know back in the... this is all part of this. I want my understanding. This came to me. This is true. You want to know why certain countries in Africa is people is still not coming up like everybody say this, you know, they was savage like, right? And they still walking around, you know, some countries that still ain't got hospitals and stuff, right? Nice housing, they still got all this crazy stuff. Now, we remember during the slave trade. See, here's what the historians, all you book writers out there that think you know history, all you Muslims or whoever you want to call yourself, or religious people, here's what you didn't know. When they started the slave trade over, there was blacks that was selling blacks to the Europeans and people that wanted workers, you know, and they was going through these villages and stuff, and they was piling up the people, they own people, and selling them. you know, for profit, for money, to keep people from taking them and all that. Here, we got something for you. And here's the best part. Now, they sold them. And then you think about the ones that came to America that jumped ship, and they started treating their own kinds bad too for the white people. Now, the people that did this, they went on and lived their life. They had kids, generations of them, and they populated. But you know what? The reason why they've been done the way they've been done right now. Now, the survivors over there, the ones that is surviving and going through stuff, if you trace their ancestry thing back, you'll find out that it'll stop right there where their forefathers, their fathers, was the ones that were selling all the people to the Europeans and for money and all that, and think they gonna get growth. And then he had kids that had kids and kids and kids, and then them kids is running around now. Yeah, what the ones that is over now are survivors. They forefathers is the ones that enslaved, that sold the black people, and that's why wherever their children, siblings go, it never works out for them. That's why they got Ebola outbreaks, all this stuff over there, right? It ain't coming to good people. It is coming to people whose forefathers once started the slave trade, right? And they had all these kids that is now all over there, and they're up under that curse, bro. And when you think about it, because you wonder, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why can't they, when they did that evil, was selling each other to the white Europeans? Yeah, their children. That's their children over right now.
And you wouldn't have a problem going back to prison, huh? Since you trying to get off.
No, I wouldn't have a problem because I'm not going to.
You wouldn't have a problem losing your freedom.
I have a problem with it. But my thing is, if I get put in a situation where it'll be weak for me, like you, for instance. Me and you done came a long way. We didn't know each other at first.
Yeah.
We learned each other. I got mad respect and love for you.
Appreciate it.
And you helped me a lot. You younger than me, but I listen. And that helps me. You know, you come with a knowledge that is almost ancient. You know, like for a young person to have an old brain, you got that. And you real talented and gifted. And I see it. So, if something happened, well, somebody did something to you, or you was in a situation where somebody set you up, you was being set up. And I know you ain't never been through this shit, man. I done did 40 years. That penitentiary ain't shit, you know, to me. I would say, look, man, I did it.
No. Why would I want to send a 68-year-old man back to prison?
Nigga, cause nigga, you think they can hold me? They couldn't hold me.
Man, I'm not. Man, you only got a few more years. Why would I send you back to prison?
I would live at years.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying that's me. That's why.
I wouldn't let you do it.
In certain times, certain other situations where you put me in, where they said, I know something, I ain't telling them. If I don't tell them, they're going to put me in prison. Then I get scared because I don't want to go to prison. Now, I say you got that to do. You ain't got me in there yet. And when you check my record, they threw me out. I didn't ask to get out. They threw me out. You know, they threw me out. So I wouldn't, you know, they put me in a situation like that to snitch, go to prison. I'm not going to say, I done did 40 years and I don't want to go back. Man, got that to do. I don't have a problem with it. Send me. That type of, I don't have a problem is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but if I put you in that situation, then I'm not a friend.
No, well.
Y'all have a good evening.
Peace out.
Later.
Do it.
Like and subscribe.
Always.
Stay free. Protect your future.
And your booty.